Happy Self Love Sunday. I am Tarnisha Moe Sass, your host of Self Love Sundays with Sass. I am a certified vision strategist coach who comes every single Sunday so we can talk about all the ways in which we can better our best. And today, y'all, we're going to get into it because I really want to talk to you about breaking free from the chains that hold you back. Because it's time. We are in a season right now where everybody is so up in arms about everything, and what we have the election going on. It's always something happening in the news, and what's happening is I see more people fixated on that more than fixated on unleashing their true potential and living the life of their dreams. And listen, I understand it and I get it, right? You have to stay in the know, to know, who to vote for. I get all of that. I really do. However, comma, and if you're spending majority of your day fixated, arguing with everybody else, being in everybody else's business, working on your kids, working on your partner, working on your friends, and you're not working on you, we're doing something wrong, okay? Yeah, and I never really say that, but I'm gonna say that today. We're doing something wrong. It is time. It is time. It's time for you, yes, you who are watching this, to break the chains that are holding you back. And I'm gonna just say it like this: if you're feeling stuck right now in your current situation, I'm just saying, like, you're trapped in this never ending cycle of the same old, is the continuous loop day in and day out. Here's something that's really powerful for you: staying stuck is a choice. If you are feeling stuck in your home, if you're still feeling stuck in your town, if you're feeling stuck in your job, if you're feeling stuck being a parent, if you're feeling stuck in any area of your life, I'm here to tell you that it's a choice. Listen, I know you may be thinking like, I don't understand. It's not that simple. I'm gonna just tell you, I absolutely understand, and it is just that simple, that you are choosing to stay stuck, and it's a hard truth to face. But here's why I want you to hear me today. Because when you understand that everything begins and ends with you, it's a power move. Because if I have the power to keep myself in a suck situation, that means, guess what? I have the power to get myself out of that situation. Listen, when I lived in Jersey back in the day, oh my God, it's been some years now since I've moved, I felt the same way. I felt stagnant and stuck in the environment that I was in, being around the people that I was around, doing some of the things I was doing. Was I having fun? Yes, I was young. Okay. I was young, happy, and free. Okay. And I also was not flourishing. I wasn't developing myself. I didn't self-assess myself. I wasn't self-aware, right? So although I was young and free and having fun, there were still some things that were missing. And I had to understand that it was on me to figure out. And although I was married at the time, my husband was absolutely, my ex-husband, because we're no longer married, was absolutely on board with what I wanted to do. It was just like I had to come to an understanding that this is all on me. My mother and my brother, and at the time my sister, they all still lived there. It was tough. I had friends that I had grew up with, and I was like, man, I didn't really want to leave. I didn't know what my support system was going to look like, because when I moved, I had, at the time, we had 6 children, and so I had just given birth to the baby, so he was only like a year old, and then his sister was 3.5 at the time. Then my other daughter was like 5 going on. She was 6. And then I had a son that was in middle school, right? And then the older two were older, so they weren't moving with us. As a matter of fact, Ashley was in high school. Yeah, Ashley was in high school when we moved, and then Sahad was older. And so what happened was, when we moved, there no babysitter, no support system. When we moved, the part of Pennsylvania we moved to, there was no family here, there was no friends here, no nothing. And I'm like, you know what? I can do this. And so, what am I saying to you? I decided to stop being the victim of my circumstances. And let me tell you right now, a victim to me is someone who feels like they have no other choice but to sit in something. but to deal with something. And it's like, no, I had to stop playing victim and be like, yeah, I said it. I know it sounds harsh to be like, oh God, wait a minute, is she saying I'm being the victim over here? Yes, I am. And that means that you're not owning your life choices. If you're not owning your choices, if you're not owning your life, then yeah, and you're blaming everybody else. Yep, then I say it. I'm calling you out. And I want to be very clear on this, though. I'm not talking about someone who was physically abused or harmed. I'm not talking about that. Please know, in this entire video, I'm going to give that disclaimer. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm talking about somebody who keeps complaining about the same things over and over again. And some people are not even complaining, they're just quietly suffering. There is a group of individuals right now, men and women, who are just quietly suffering. It's the same things over and over again. They feel stuck in their career and they're still stuck in their home. They feel stuck in their situation. I want you to do me a favor right now, if that's you. If you're feeling stuck, I want you just to raise your hand. Raise your hand. Why'd I tell you to do that? Because if you can move, honey, you can just move. You're not stuck. It's a choice. And if you know that you can make a different choice, then it's time to start doing that today. You have to take responsibility for your life. And I know the way that I'm saying this might sting a little bit, but it's the truth. And sometimes the truth will hurt you so that it can set you free. Because I was set free by the truth of, you know what? Yes, there's some things that happened to me when I was younger. Yes, I experienced some trauma. Yes, I went through hard breakups. And guess what? It's my choice whether to stay stuck in that old or work on creating a new identity for myself, a new way for myself, and move forward. That was a choice. And you have the same exact choice. But it's up to you. You have the power to change any situation that you were in. And it takes for you to say, I'm no longer going to be a victim and I'm going to own my life. It all begins and ends with me. So, some practical things like you can do, I would say, about breaking the pattern of feeling stuck, do something new in your routine, right? If because most people say, "Oh, I don't have," they have a routine, good or bad. It's a routine, okay? Good or bad, it's a routine. Some people routine is to lay in the bed and wait to the last minute and keep hitting the snooze button over and over again before they get out the bed. Some people routine is they're up before the alarm clock, right? Everybody has a routine. And I'm here to tell you that one of the ways to get unstuck is to do something different. If you keep hitting the snooze button 4 or 5 times, make it a habit of getting out of the bed a little bit earlier, listening to something inspirational first thing in the morning, whether it's spiritual prayer or something else. Make a habit of listening to something positive every single morning. Meditation in the morning. They have guided meditations all over YouTube for free. This doesn't have to cost you anything because we're in a time everybody's like, worried about their money until I look at their bank statements and realize that they're spending money on things they don't have no business. Okay. They're spending money on the Instacart and the DoorDash. Okay. And that could be money going towards investing in yourself and not just your belly. All right. I said it. Okay. So, or spend 20 minutes reading or listening to something, right? Reading is actually phenomenal. Spend 20 minutes working out. Working out. So what could that look like? That could be like you setting your alarm clock for 10 minutes, walking outside your door, going for a walk, and when the alarm goes off, walk back home 10 minutes. It could just be that simple. We make it complicated. It doesn't have to be. Okay. But what is this helping with? This is helping you with mindset mastery because you're working on your mindset because it is a mindset. And it's also helping you break free from the patterns. Try doing something new every single day. Disrupt yourself. And here's how simple it can be. If you drive to work the same way every single day, try a different route. Come home a different route. Change up your scenery. The next thing I want you to do is challenge the narrative, challenge your mindset, challenge your negative beliefs that are holding you back. For example, if you feel like, you know what, I'm not good enough, I want you to challenge that. I want you to start to speak life into yourself. I want you to start to affirm yourself. I want you to start saying, I am good enough. I am good enough. How do I know that's true? How do I know that's true that you are good enough? Number one, if you are walking, living, breathing on this earth, here's one thing I want you to know. We all make mistakes. We all have issues. You may not look like it. Some of us may look stronger than the others, but we all have something. And if we are good enough, then you are too. If we are worthy, then you are too. You are worthy. You deserve success. And I want you to remember something. For every one negative thought, it takes anywhere between 5 to 7 positive thoughts to break you free from that. So the moment you got to catch yourself in the moment you think something negative, I need you to combat it right away. Right away. And sometimes people can't do that because it's a habit. It's a habit that I've built over time. But it started with me just writing it down. Started with me writing some affirmations down about myself, even when I didn't believe it. You got to follow me, even when I didn't believe it. Okay. I'm just saying it's all begins and ends with you believing in yourself. No, that you're capable of achieving greatness. But you have to embrace your journey and trust this process. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I know it's hard it's hard to trust. Here's the thing, you have to trust that you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right things. Why can I say that? Because you're doing the best you can. I understand that. And now it's time for you to go a step further, okay? And it's time for you to break these chains. It's time for you to feel like, no more this feeling like, oh, I just have to accept this life or live this life. And I'm going to say that 9 times out of 10, too, you may be feeling that way because, and I'm just going to say, like, you may feel like nobody understands you, nobody gets it, like you're speaking a different language. And, in the people around you, like, it's like, I want to break free. I want to have more. I want to experience more. But everybody around me, they're talking something different. They're saying something different. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is going to sound a little bit harsh and maybe a little bit hard, but it's time for you to get from random people. And here's this, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that they're bad people. I'm just saying that your tribe is out there. Your tribe that's going to help you see yourself the way you can't even see yourself today. That's one of the reasons why I'm here talking to you right now. I got around the right people that helped me see the greatness that was in me, right? And it's tough. Like, listen, it was tough for me going from being a 322 welfare mother to walking in corporate America to going from being in corporate America to building my own, first I started off as fitness and then coaching business. That didn't just come to me. No, I had to get around people who helped me to believe that I could do it. You know what I mean? And it didn't mean that I didn't still have some of my old friends. Absolutely, I do. But I had to get around people who are going to uplift me and inspire me and challenge me to be my best. Some of you out there don't like to be challenged. Yes, I'm pointing my finger. Don't like to be challenged. But it's time. You need to be challenged to go to another level. You need to be challenged to stop being around the same people doing the same things and then blaming everybody else because you don't have the life that you desire. You need to be challenged. You get to be challenged. It's a blessing to be challenged. People don't believe that. It's a blessing to be challenged. Listen, I got a coach that challenged the heck out of me. Oh my God. A little intimidated, but yeah, I did. It happened. I'm human and I'm not afraid to say it. But I got in an environment that was crucial for my growth, not crucial for keeping me feeling stuck or stagnant because it's a feeling. No one can do that to you. You could do it to yourself. But I had to get from around there. I wanted to be in an area and I wanted to be around people that was going to help me to grow. Right? I had to start to see myself, identify the things that were within me. And then I started to develop myself. And that's how I got to self mastery. And I'm still working through that self mastery. But that right there is the most important key. But it's who you surround yourself with. You think I didn't face skepticism when I was moving about? Like, why are you leaving fitness? You built this and everybody loves your class. Everybody loves. Listen, I understand all that. And I also knew it was time for me to move forward. God was calling me out and up into something different. So that next level required even a different tribe of people, and they are out there. There may not be. Listen, you may have to get online and look for conferences for things that you want to do. If you want to be the best carpenter, if you want to be an electrician, there's conferences for everything. Find you a conference, find you a coach. Get inside the community. Don't just join it to get something out of for you. Join it so that you can be a part of an impactful community. Impact others as you're being impacted. I always say that I ask God every day to allow me to be a blessing including for those people who bless me, right? It's reciprocal relationships and they actually exist. But you got to stop wasting your energy on people who don't support your dreams. It's brutal, but it's necessary. It was brutal for me to move a whole other state away, but it was necessary. And I built my tribe of people, and I built my community, and I built help with my children. And it wasn't easy. I had just as much trauma and triggers as the next person, especially when it came to trusting people around my kids. I felt misunderstood because I moved in a community that was predominantly Caucasian, but here's the thing, I didn't settle. I didn't settle. I just sit in it. I didn't just take it. I got outside of that. So how did I do it? I joined the gym, started meeting people. I started hosting things at my house. I had like pampered chef parties and all that other stuff. But you can do a book club. You can do a mastermind. You can go to workshops, right? So listen, you can be the catalyst for bringing people together. They have Eventbrite. Put it out there. And in the beginning, you may not get a lot of people, but you can't focus on that. You just got to keep moving forward, right? Use social media. Social media was huge when I was building my fitness business. It was putting my stuff on Facebook and actually getting around like-minded individuals. And if somebody was talking negative or being negative, they just wasn't my people. I can't listen. When you are building you, I need you to hear me there. When you are building you got to get from around them people. You got to stop listening to certain things. You're so vulnerable. You are vulnerable in the build, y'all. You are vulnerable. So you got to be around people who's going to uplift. Even in your household, let me tell you something. I don't play with these kids. You're not about to drive me crazy. No, no, no. I love you. And right now, mommy's trying to build something. Mommy's trying to go further. And it requires everyone to get on the same page. Okay. So mommy understands that you are going through some things and your emotions and your feelings are 1000% valid. And I'm not going to take no messed up behavior. Okay. You got to set the standard. It's on you. But you have to know that you deserve to be surrounded by love and support. You have to know that you don't have to do this alone. So many women out here trying to do this alone. Just being by yourself. I understand that before COVID, we were already living in this separate lives, but even more now than ever, everybody's want to be a lone ranger, and that's why I said, you know what, this is why I declared that I want to be your wing woman, your wing, okay, to let you know you don't have to do this alone. You don't have to. There's people who walk the walk before you that will absolutely help walk you through everything you desire and you want to get the clarity you need. And here's the thing, get so clear that you are now working on your vision and you can stop living the vision that someone else handed down to you. Okay, that's another conversation for another day. But it's going to take you to stop thinking like, man, it's not worth it. If you think that aiming higher, because that's exactly what I'm talking about today, if you think that it's not worth it, that means you're settling for mediocrity. That's exactly what that means. When you don't aim any higher than your circumstance, your situation, and you just start blaming and shaming and staying stuck, you're saying, I'm settling for mediocrity. And I'm telling you, it's time to aim higher. If you think it's not worth it, yeah, is that being a little bit lazy? Absolutely. And I know it's hard, y'all, but yes, I'm calling you out. If you think not chasing your dream isn't worth fighting for, and you're willing just to settle for less than what you deserve, here's the thing, it ain't even really about you. I'm just starting you there. It's about your legacy. If you're not willing to push beyond your limits and actually get to the other side and watch the magic happen, yep, I'm calling you lazy. You lazy. And then you'll be the same person that'll call your children lazy, but you won't even chase your dreams. Oops, I said it. Yeah, I said it. We as parents, we're so hard on our children. Want them to accomplish all the things that because we didn't do it. Why is it too late for you? Why is it too late for you? Because you're in your late 30s, 40s, 50s. Why is it too late? Who said it was too late? You better go look up some of these people that became millions and billionaires and find out when they did it. You will be quite surprised. Vera Wang is one that comes to mind. Look her up. Look at her story. Wasn't she? I think she was in her late 40s. So why is it so late for you? And why is it that they get to have the responsibility that God gave to you? What you owe because you're not clear. Here's the thing about the command that God calls us to. It's not always going to be clarity. And Here's the thing: once you keep moving, each step will become clear, right? Once you get from around the same people, once you make the declaration that I'm no longer going to keep experiencing the same things over and over again, once you decide to pick up a new book, once you decide to get a coach, once you decide to get a therapist, once you decide, do you hear that? Once you decide, right? It'll get clearer and clearer because you'll have steps and you'll have help along the way. But I'm telling you guys, like, listen, when I was going to write this book, starting this business, yeah, there was countless nights. It was hard work. It's still hard work. It was self doubt, lots of challenges. Even right now, as I make this video, y'all, like so many things happen, getting triggered all over the place, and the triggers are coming up because to go to my next level, understanding there's clearing. Let me tell you guys something. I don't care where you are in your career. I don't care if you're just getting started. I don't care if you're in the middle. I don't care if you think you're at the top. You're not. And I'm gonna tell you why you're not at the top, because you're not dead yet, and that means there's another level to go. Each level requires another unlayering. And at every time you unlayer and you unravel, there's something that's gonna come up that's gonna be a part of that trauma that's not gonna feel good. And you'll have to work through that thing. And I'm here to let you know it's worth it. It's worth it to continue to go through it. It's worth it to continue to heal it. It's worth it. Each step forward is a testament to your commitment of not quitting on the vision that God gave you and stop waiting for your children to do. It's not their responsibility. Do you know that there's something that you must do to unlock for your generation, for your family? It's something that you must do. The way I see it in my mind, because I'm a visual person, it's like that puzzle pieces that they like, it's maybe like a Zelda where they click, 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 click. Every single person in your bloodlines has a responsibility to open up another layer so somebody else can drop down and somebody else can move over and somebody else can go up and somebody else can go left and somebody else can go right. But you got to get in position. You got to get in position. And that means you got to aim high. That means you got to go after that dream. That means you have to know that every single thing is worth it in the end. Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And settling for mediocrity is not an option. It's lazy. Your dream is valuable. You owe it to yourself to even know that you can do it. I know you can do it, but you got to put yourself through that and pursue it with everything you got. And here's why having that community is so important, because when you feel like you can't go anymore, when you feel like you just can't take another step, and I'm talking to my Christian brothers and sisters too, because I love God and I love everything about him. And there's still times in my life where I'm like, Jesus, I just need a human today. I'm real about that. You got to get real about that. I love the Lord and he helps me. I'm telling you, I'm going to the next level, and it's tough right now. And he gave me Ephesians 6 to read through, to go through, to put on the full armor of God, because he knew I was going to need it in this next level. So I'm telling you to hold tight to your spirituality too. This whole journey of getting unstuck, getting with your right tribe, is you're working on your mental, physical, spiritual, financial well-being. That's what we're doing here. This is what I'm talking about. When you're aiming higher than you've ever aimed before, that's what you're going to need. It's not an option. Just like settling is not an option. Quitting is not an option. We can't fail. Failing is not an option. And when I talk about failure, I'm talking about quitting. I'm talking about quitting on you, quitting on your bloodline, quitting on your family, quitting on your great grandmother and them, the people who preceded you, who worked their fingers to the bone to get you to even be where you are. That's who I'm talking about. Okay? So, practical things you can do. Start investing in yourself. I've been talking about this for a minute. Investing in yourself doesn't mean, listen, everybody's not ready. I understand, to even have the mindset to invest the big dollars in the coaches. I get that right now. So go get a book. You can't afford a book, go to the library. Library card is free. Don't tell me you can't do this. Don't tell me I don't have you people, what, are you kidding me? That's $322 a month welfare mother. Hello. It was just a decision that wasn't who I was going to be. It was a decision that my mistakes wasn't going to be my identity. It's not who I am, right? That is just a choice. So if you're not there yet, invest in the first book. We Should All Be Millionaires, I think, by Rachel Rogers. Phenomenal book. Think and Grow Rich. Everybody talks about these books. As a man thinking, read the Bible. Listen, if you want to know who you are, I don't care who your God is. Read the book that they've developed for you. They created for you. Read the book so you can understand who you are. The only reason why I'm able to walk through this is I'm starting to believe. You hear my language, what God believes about me. I didn't always believe it because my trauma wouldn't let me. But I decided I'm no victim. I decided you're not gonna keep me in the same place. I want more for my children. That means I had to want more for me. Catch that, pick it up. That means I had to do more for me. Hello. I wanted more for my family that's coming behind me. Okay? And you're capable of achieving greatness. You just can't let fear stop you because that's really what it is. Scared that you're not going to make it, scared that you're not going to be able to do it. I'm here to tell you that you can, but you got to make a choice. Okay? So just remember this, y'all. Feeling stuck is a choice. Find your tribe, aim higher. It's simple. You have the power in you to break free and live the life that you want, right? This is a choice. And I promise you one thing for certain and two things for sure. If you just keep taking the steps, if you just keep moving, it's all going to be better in the morning. Why am I saying that? Because all of the pain and the trauma and everything could be temporary. But if you don't allow those temporary things to make you settle, I promise you, you'll have some permanent goodness. It's all temporary. You got to do the work. Okay. And so I appreciate you guys for staying with me today, for walking this out with me today. And I cannot wait to talk to you. Listen, August, my birthday about to be here, y'all. Leo season in the house. And I hope you guys have the most amazing Sunday. Also, to reach out to me. All my information is down below. You can find me on Instagram at Moe Sass. Always, you can email me, info@mosass.com. If you think you're ready to work with me, www.mosass.com. I hope you have the most phenomenal, amazing Sunday.